Hello, everyone, and welcome to Butler County Schools Curriculum Corner. I am your curriculum director, Miss Donna Ash. I'm so glad to have you on today, listening in on what's going on in curriculum and instruction in Butler County Schools. As I hope you know by now, or have seen by now, our brand new Curriculum Corner, a monthly pamphlet that we're putting out to kind of inform the public about what's really going on in curriculum and instruction, and to make sure that you are able to partner with us in trying to do what's best for our children as it relates to instruction. So last time we focused on the Alabama literacy law, and don't worry if you did not see that December newsletter, because it will be archived on our website, and we'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end. And my commitment was to not only create the newsletter, that's me from the first letter, but to also do an electronic version for people that may not want to pick up that paper, deal with it, may want to listen in their cars, take 4 minutes out of their lives to just know a little bit more about what's going on. So without any further ado, I will go through and we'll discuss this month's topics and what's going on in the newsletter. So I'm going to show it here. Here is the newsletter, and this beautiful lady that you see here is Miss Lisa Hatch. She is the BCSS District Data Analyst, and she also works primarily as it relates to the curriculum department with secondary curriculum. So she's like my partner in education as we try to bring the best to Butler County Schools in instruction. But we'll get back to her a little bit later. For now, I just want to go through and highlight some of the things in this month's January newsletter, beginning with the Acap Summative. Yes. So what is it and why should you care? I'm so glad you asked. The Alabama State Department of Education is implementing a new benchmark assessment, and it's called the Alabama Comprehensive Assessment Program. That is a mouthful, and aka ACAP, for students in grades 2 through 12. And the main purpose of this test is to see if what it is that we're supposed to be teaching, the Alabama course of study, if our students are proficient in those things. So if you're unfamiliar with the Alabama course of study, you're going to have to get online. But if you get online, then you will find that this link right here is live online. So that will take you right to Alex. And inside of Alex, you just look for the subject area and the grade that your child teaches. And voila, you will have the standards that we are required to teach your child for their grade level, as well as now exactly what types of things will be on the test, because we're going to assess what it is that we're teaching. All right, the big pieces that you need to know about the ACAP are bulleted right here. It's aligned to the course of study. So if it's not on that course of study, then students will not see that information on the test. The second big piece to that is that all students in grades 2 through 8 in math and English arts will take the benchmark assessment. In addition to math and English language arts, science students in grades 4, 6, and 8 will also take the science assessment, the science benchmark assessments. And you're saying, why only grades 4, 6, and 8? That's what the State Department of Education is requiring. So until they change it, that's what we're doing. Second grade, although they are taking the test, do understand that it is just a benchmark. So the second grade is just establishing a baseline to figure out where students are. So when they take the test again in the third grade, we'll know if they've made a acceptable amount of growth from one year to the next year. If you have more questions about ACAP or want to do some practicing with your students, want to know exactly what that looks like, then again, go to our curriculum corner on the Butler, under the parent section of the Butler County website, and all of the links are live and it will take you straight to those resources. All right. Now, in addition to the test that people call the ACAP. Again, the ACAP are all of the assessments, including special education, access, all of those types of tests. So in addition to that, we have the ACT for 11th grade. It is actually a part of that thing called Acap Summative. So it's not just that there's a test called ACAP, although there is for grades 2 through 8. It also includes the ACT with writing for grade 11. It'll be administered on March 9th. All juniors are required to participate. The big thing that you need to know is this test can help your child get into college. If you have high enough scores, it can help you with getting scholarships, and it's an accountability measure for the state of Alabama. So yes, it does reflect on our state report card. So in addition to that, those benchmark scores will qualify those students to be considered college and career ready by the ALSDE. So Ms. Hatch is encouraging everyone to, teachers, parents, students, get exposed to this test. And there are sample test items available to you. And again, if you go on the website, you will know that these 2 links are live and you can go on, and it's never too soon to start practicing. And if you have any other questions about the ACT in particular, please do not hesitate to reach out to Lisa Hatch. So one of my favorite quotes by Dr. Seuss himself: the more that you read, the more that you know, the more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Just a little inspiration there to have our babies reading. So the second part of this newsletter has to do with our featured part of the literacy law, which is phonics, another piece of the puzzle. The literacy law states that schools must provide explicit direct instruction that is systematic, sequential, and cumulative in the following areas: language development, phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. This article, for this article this month, we are focusing on phonics, which is the relationship between sounds, phonemes, things that you hear, and the letters, the graphings, the spellings that represent the sounds of written language. So that children's reading development is dependent on that understanding of the alphabetic principle and the idea that these letters and letter patterns represent the sounds of spoken language. It's decoding is that act of sounding out the words. So that being said, and a lot of information on Reading Rocket, so please go there because they give a lot more information than just this little piece. And again, we have more resources about phonics instruction in particular on our website with additional resources found there. But in this moment, if your child gets stuck reading or has difficulty matching sounds and letters, or if they look at the first letters in a word and then just kind of guess, they may be struggling with phonics. So contact your child's teacher. But in the meantime, please do things like play word games, alphabet memory match, print the picture cards and letters for each letter of the alphabet to make a deck, and put words face down on the table or the floor in rows, and let your child choose 2 cards to see if the letter card and the picture card match. In other words, the letter H should match with the word hat, because the H in hat is the letter H, that sound is represented by the letter H. Use a familiar book to go on a sight word hunt. Do rhyming books, but whatever you do, just make sure that you're reading to and with your child and having fun reading, because reading is fundamental. Just a little elementary humor there. Listen, we are live. Our curriculum corner is live, and you're probably watching this video from our site. But if you're listening to it and you don't know where to find us, again, go to the parent resource section of the Butler County School System website, and you will find us here. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to my secretary, Miss Angela Thompson. She is at angela.thompson@butlerco.k12.al.us, and give her some suggestions on what you see, what you want to see on our Parent Curriculum Corner website. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.